All right, it's official. Hi, guys. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Brenna Novello, and I am the founder of Team Thick and Thin. I am also the co-host, well, I guess I'm hosting, but I'm co-hosting for Team Bold Fitness and Team Thick and Thin tonight, and I'm really, really excited. Sam and I love doing stuff together because our girls are so similar and so different, and so we kind of attract people who could go either way. That's not awkward, and take it for what it is, okay? So I'm really excited that everybody's on. Like I was saying a little bit before we started recording, we have a lot of new faces tonight. So the biggest thing I want you to take into this call is 1, get excited. 2, have a pen and paper ready. 3, know that I'm gonna send you with things to do after this. And this is just gonna roll over into next week's team call. So if you don't already have it on your list, and if you're new to team calls, we do them on Tuesday nights. Same time every week, pretty much. If there's a change, we'll let you know. Sometimes we do take calls from like 15-star diamond coaches who are like the ultimate. We're going to jump on their calls, okay? But for the most part, Sam and I try to make sure we have a team call every Tuesday or a power or something. This year, Sam and I have been talking a lot about some things that are going to be happening. So these are kind of where the announcements are going to come in. 1, we are going to start nicely asking our leaders on this team to start hosting team calls. Don't look fearful, look excited. Everyone look excited, okay? Because this is the thing. Yes, Sam and I have been doing this for a while, but 2, we were hosting team calls when there was no one to be on a team call, okay? And the only way to get over and to stand up as a leader for your guys' teams who are starting to grow, like I see girls who are on here and their downline is on here. Okay, so the only way you can do that is by getting out of your comfort zone pretty much all the time. And one great way to do that is going live in our team pages or going live on team calls. So that's something we're gonna start reaching out and asking ladies to do. So put it on your vision board, host team call, and then you can check it out. It sounds so exciting. So that's 1 announcement. 2, if you've not finished Coach University, Sam and I are running Coach University together. If you have not finished it, today we are officially starting our Coach Pods. So finish, like after this call or like first thing tomorrow morning, and let your upline coach know, let Sam or I know that you're done. Both of us have new Coach Pods. And the way we're running them is that every single person who completes Coach University is gonna get access to the Coach Pod. In there, is going to be accountability. Like at our boot camps when we check in with our workouts, with our shakes, with how we're feeling, challenges, same shit, but for coaching and the vital behaviors and what we're going to be doing for success. So every new coach is going to get added to these pods. And then in that month, you're going to have the opportunity to move into the next level pod, which I told my girls, I don't have a name for that pod yet, but next month we'll have a really cool name. I just haven't figured out what it is yet. But in that pod is going to be for girls who get on the Success Club board. And I know Sam is doing the same thing. Those girls are going to get access to more like one-on-one mentoring, specific action steps of what to do. We're going to start doing some advanced trainings in that pod, and we're going to take the accountability up a notch. So if you get into that next pod and you're not hitting Success Club, you'll drop back down to the new coach pod, because then maybe you just need to focus on your accountability a little bit more. Looking through all the girls on this call specifically, I know almost every of you have been on the Success Club board at some point. So it's not outlandish to be on the Success Club board. That is not a crazy thing to do. I expect all of you next month to be in the next pod. So then that way our new coaches can jump into the new coach pod and get that accountability, okay? So that's kind of the gist about the pods, but you have to finish Coach University, and every day you don't finish Coach University, you're losing a day of accountability. And for my girls in that pod, if you're not, I'm gonna have specific calls for girls in that pod. I know Sam's doing also specific calls that are gonna be a very action-based call, so you're not gonna wanna miss those, so get it done, okay? We try to keep the video short. I'm the long one. We acknowledge coach training. Obviously, my videos were a lot longer. I'm sorry, but I just feel the fire and then I can't stop talking. So it's fine. We tried to keep it under 5 hours, so you could technically watch it in 1 week. That was kind of the goal. The old training was 15 videos, and it would take you at least 2.5 weeks to watch. So we tried to condense that and really focus on things you need to know right out the gate. But all coaches, whether you're brand new or you've been in there for a while, you have to go through coach training, just so then that way you know what your girls are seeing when you add them as well. Okay? Does that all make sense for everybody? Yes? Okay, cool. There's going to be some more announcements coming, but I'm going to wait till after the call because they kind of go with the call. Okay? I'm going to talk with my hands a lot because that's just what I do. So I'm going to try to go to Canva real quick. So I need someone to unmute. Rachel, can you unmute yourself? And I'm going to need you to tell me if you can see me and see my slides and all of the fun things that I'm going to act like I'm doing. Chrome. Okay. No, that's not what I want. Oh, okay. So Rachel, can you see me?
I can see you.
Okay. Can you see the screen?
No.
You get a vote. Oh, because I didn't share. Hold on. Minor detail, right? Okay, hold on, redo.
It's not just magic? What?
I know. Can you not see it? I don't understand. Look a little closer, it's fine. Uh-oh, what happened? Come on, boo. Come on, boo. Work for me. Porque. I'm clicking. Okay, guys, sorry. The struggle is real. And the good news is you can still see my beautiful face doing all these weird things. Okay. Share. And, okay, now you can see the mountains, aren't they?
I can. Yeah.
Jeff's background is so serious. Okay. Okay. Are we seeing?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Love it. Loving it. Okay. I'm debating having it on. Can you guys imagine that I never knew what Zoom was when I started this coaching business? It still looks like
beautiful.
Okay. So can you see everything?
Yes. Everything is good.
Okay, cool. This is more of an outline for me, so I don't like veer left because this topic can get me really excited. So thank you, Rachel. Okay, so guys, when I posted this team call, I intentionally put the title as I Hope You Fail because I was hoping it was gonna make you guys be like, excuse me? Rude, okay? Nobody here is trying to fail. We're all trying to be successful, blah, 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 blah. But tonight, literally my goal for this call is to have you leaving saying, I hope I fail. Okay, that is truly what I want. That is the end game for not only this call, but at the end of this call, we're going to talk about how this theme is going to roll over into our entire 2020. Okay, so also keep in mind the Jordans are on there for a reason, not just because I like Jordan. Okay, so when I was talking to Sam, next week we're talking about vision specifically, and vision for our team, vision for this year, vision for the future, vision for ourselves. And I was like, well, at the beginning of the year, what can you even talk about before you talk about vision? You know, like, I'm not going to go into like, hey, let's talk about specifics of inviting and then talk about vision. It just didn't feel good to me. So when I was thinking about stuff, I was talking about like, okay, one of the biggest things that I hear from my coaches specifically, and when we were at Summit, some of the same things, and some of the things I struggled with as a new coach, but even still struggle with today, is right here, is my mindset. And it's not even mindset of like, do I love this business? Do I love what I do? Do I love these products? Do I love my community? Do I know how amazing this is? It's not that kind of mindset. It's the mindset of, what is everyone gonna think? What is gonna happen if I do this? What if I stand up on social media and say, I'm building a business, and it never goes past me making $50 once a month? What if I say, I want to be a 10-star diamond, and I can't get past emerald? All of those deep, scary fears. They're the same thing with our health and fitness journey. Like, what if I go all in on a program and I still don't lose the weight? That was the thing that held me back for years from losing the weight. Was my own self-sabotage, because God forbid if I actually really did something real, I didn't try to wrap my body, I didn't try to take a pill, I didn't try to do something that I knew would fail. If I actually did a real meal plan and I still failed, then it would be me, not the program, right? Same idea with our business. What would happen if we genuinely try, if we genuinely work our asses off? We literally grind it out so hard that we can't see straight, and we look up and we're no better than when we started, or nobody actually follows us, Or no one's actually going to like us? Or why would anyone join me? Okay. Those are the questions I was constantly asking myself in the first year of this journey. And you guys know I did not start this to build a business. For those of you that don't know, I signed up as a coach. I was a coach for 2 months. I got pregnant and I literally kicked everyone off my Facebook. Everyone drove me nuts. I was like, bye, 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 delete across the board. I went from like 500 friends to like 150 in like a matter of my pregnancy and did nothing for coaching. Okay, so I jumped on. I was like, I'm going to build this raging business. It's going to be awesome. Did nothing for almost an entire year. Then I had my daughter and I was a new mom. I was breastfeeding. I was sleeping zilch and was like, this coaching thing could be cool because I really like hanging out with the girls. I really wouldn't mind getting my nails done, you know, and something outside of the home to give me fulfillment. Okay. So I was kind of like playing around with it as a hobby. I was acting like I was building a business, but in reality, this was a hobby. It was 100% a hobby. I was posting, I was kind of showing up, I was kind of doing the things, but in reality, I was scared. I was scared that if I put my postpartum body, day one, out on the internet, which I literally did for the first time ever, like a month ago, 2.5 years later, okay? If I ever put that on the internet and then didn't lose the weight, what would people think of me as a coach? Or what if I said, oh my gosh, guys, I'm a coach. You should join me. Let's build this awesome business together. Let's help people. Let's make money. Let's work from home. And then I did it. Okay, so all of those fears were very, very real for me. And part of the reason it took me almost a year to go diamond. Okay, not because I didn't have the skill, I didn't watch enough training, not because I was afraid. I had this fear of saying I was going to do something and then failing. Legitimately. So Sam and I were talking about like, okay, what makes you successful in this business? When we went to the New Leader Conference, you know, they kept saying, you have to just fail a lot. You just have to fail forward. I know you guys have heard that term before. Fail forward, fail forward, fail forward. And in reality, up until probably 3 or 4 months ago, I kind of started to really learn what that meant. Because I'm like, yeah, I get it. Keep moving forward, keep failing, blah, 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 blah. I don't really like it. I'm not a fan. I don't do things that I'm not going to be successful at. Like if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, right? So the idea of just being a failure sounds terrible to me. So when Sam and I were talking about what this call needed to be about, it came to me that we needed to talk about failing. We need to address the big, scary fear that we have, that we all have, and however we want to name it. Anxiety, I'm going to start off slow, I don't have enough time, whatever we want to label it as, 99% of us, it's not really about that. It is really about the fear of doing all the things. What if we do all the things and then we still fail? Okay? So when we're talking about failure and we're talking about failing, they're two very different things. And I didn't know how to kind of go about talking about this topic. And it was so weird because I brought it up to Sam and I was like, I want to talk about perfection and getting out of our own heads. And you guys have heard my inviting calls. I'm very much like, just do it, right? But that doesn't really address, that's the action. But that doesn't really address the mental piece behind it. And if you ask Sam and you ask me and all of our girls, every single person, when you ask them about inviting, there is a fear around it. There is some reason why they're scared to do it. And I couldn't figure out why, because I'm the type of person where my fear doesn't lie with inviting. My fear lies with other things. And over the last 2.5 years, I've had to force myself out of that comfort zone to get over that fear. But I didn't really know how I was identifying that or what to call that or what emotion that was. So I've been doing a lot of thinking and a lot of soul searching. And ironically, I bought this book called Go for No almost 1.5 years ago, guys, and I never listened to it. Keep in mind, we all know I was anti-Audible or anti-PD for a very long time, okay? Don't be me. It's not a good place to be. Don't be me. Be Sam. Follow that route, okay? But I bought all these Audible books, and I listened to literally none of them. Except for GoPro, that was one I listened to. But when I listened to GoPro, it was very like technique based for network marketing. And I was like, cool, these are some skills I can use. Like, I appreciate that. Go for No. Ironically, it's an hour and 30 minutes long. And I've been listening to it over the last, I don't know, week. And it was so funny listening to him because he's literally talking about this exact thing. His entire book, the shortest book I've ever listened to on Audible, is talking about failing. And one of the most amazing quotes that he said was, successful people fail eagerly, while failures avoid failing, which seemed like a contradiction when I first started listening. The whole point of becoming willing to fail more is to become a success, so that one day you aren't forced to look back on your life and say to yourself, I'm a failure. So he brings up this very strong distinction between failing and being a failure. So if you look at people who are very successful, which I brought 3 very successful people in my mind, some information about them that I want to share with you guys. But when you think about successful people, we see them at their peak, right? Like a lot of top coaches, even when we're looking at them in our business specifically, we see them, we don't even know their name until all of a sudden they're top 10 and we're like, oh, Ashley Molstad, who's this random girl? She's like, yeah, I've been grinding my ass off and failing and people quitting and all the things for 6 years. Set it, 5-star for 4 years before she actually decided to make moves, right? So we don't know her name though until she's fighting for, for number 2 in the company. Then all of a sudden we're like, oh, she was that clever. No one knew who she was for 5 years, okay? Same thing, but when we heard her speak at NLC, the biggest thing she talked about is our failures or our excuses or the fear that we have and how she overcame them, how other top coaches had to overcome them. And it's not, sorry, I think someone is unmuted. I just can't see who it is. If you're unmuted, guys, will you mute yourself? I almost muted myself, which was not the point. Okay, so that is one of the biggest things that we're gonna talk about tonight. We're gonna talk about failing versus failure and what the difference is. So this quote, though, to me was like the prime example of explaining it in my eyes. When we're trying to grow this business, Sam and I are constantly talking about you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to do things that you wouldn't normally do. You have to lean into the fear. That's why you have to address the personal development, right? But the reality is we as people tend to avoid things that would consider having to fail. We don't like to fail. We tolerate failure. We tend to avoid failure. If anything, we're doing failure every day at the minimum amount possible because no one likes to feel uncomfortable. No one likes to feel rejected. No one likes to feel like they're less than, right? But where in our lives did we decide that those things have to make us uncomfortable, annoyed, or feel bad about ourselves? For example, when we're little kids, when my daughter, let's just use her, okay? 2.5 years old. Today at the store, we're shopping. She asked me if she could get this Elsa cup. Drinking straw, all the things, right? And I was like, no, we're not getting stuff today. She's like, come on, Mom, can I have one? Can I have one? No, I don't think we're gonna do it. Please, please, please. No, we don't need an Elsa cup. We're shopping. We drive back by the Elsa cup. Mom, can I please have an Elsa cup? Please, please, please. Okay, fine. Here's your Elsa cup, right? Not once was she fazed, hurt, or rejected by my telling her no. She had this amazing tenacity to continue to ask because the reality is what she learned is that no just means try harder or maybe. And also that if she asks long enough, if she continues to bother me, eventually she's going to get what she wants. So that being said, when we as adults, somehow we learn that hearing no, being told no, or being told that we're rejected in some way, shape, or form, we take that as a personal rejection. We have now decided that's not good. We don't want to hear no. But one of the biggest parts of our business is hearing no every day, right? That's a part of our business. And I realized the changing point for me when no no longer became a failure, it just became a part of the business and became something I looked forward to. My first Eric War push, I did 500 invites in 2 days, 500 follow-ups, another 2 days, and in 1 week had invited 500 people. When I went through that process, it wasn't that I liked not sleeping or that I really liked inviting 500 people or that I liked hearing no after no after no after no after no. If we have 1 in 10 coaches build a business and we have, 2 out of 5 people sign up, think of how many no's you had to hear out of 500. right? That's a lot of no's. But in the process, what I realized about it was that their no didn't mean no. What their no meant was not right now, or no, you haven't shown me the reason to join you, or no, I just can't make it a priority. It wasn't no to me. It wasn't that I was hearing the no. It's that no, they're not ready. But the reality is I had to keep leaning into that uncomfortable situation or that failing, because we look at, if someone signs up with a challenge pack, if we hear a yes, that is success, right? Where if they say no, that means we failed. When in reality, we have to go through the no's to get to the yes. And when we're getting yes, what does that mean? That just means that they're ready to start their journey. That doesn't say anything about us. And I know that sounds crazy, and that's part of why we're talking about this on the call, because we're really flipping our mindset in regards to that whole idea. So another piece I want to address, when we're talking about inviting specifically, okay, because that's going to be kind of the theme for this call, is when we're talking about sending 500 invites, right? If my goal is to hit Success Club, and all of our goals is to hit Success Club that month. If I had sent 500 invites, and the first day I had sent, 100 invites, and I got 3 yeses, and I hit Success Club. First day of the month, hit Success Club, yeah. What do you think? And please comment in the chat if I can't see it anymore. Please comment in the chat or unmute yourself and let me know what you think I probably would have done that month. Thank you for commenting. Now I popped up. You would have stopped. Nails done. Exactly. Okay, so that is my point, is that as people, when we hit like our goal, when we hit our yeses, we tend to slow up. We tend to reward ourselves by getting our nails done or relaxing or being like, okay, I'm here, right? In this book, one of the key things he talks about is when you're on a hot streak, let's say I signed up 3 people on the first day. If I was a basketball player or a baseball player, if I was in some sort of sports, if I hit 3 shots in a row, do you think the coach would be like, hey, you should come off the court. We should put you on the bench. You hit 3 in a row. That's a lot in the first 2 minutes of the game. No? Any sports fanatics out there? Not even a chance. It would be like, you're on a hot streak. Go, babes. Shoot those threes, right? Same idea. Why in our businesses, though, we're doing great. We have our first day, and we stop shooting the ball. We get taken off the court. It's because our mentality is that we're rewarding ourselves. When in reality, if our goal was, instead of going for the yeses or the external validation that we are good to go for the rest of the month, if we were going for failing forward and going for no's, let's say my goal was to hit 10 no's a day. If I had already had 3 yeses, how many no's did I need to get? 10 more, which would mean I'm behind, right? So we're automatically going to have that success because we are going for the no's. We're going for the failing. Does that make sense? I feel like maybe I'm not explaining it as black and white as I really want to. So let's talk about some failures. Talk about 3 of my favorite people. Abe, he's my bestie. No, I'm just kidding. So I want to talk about, the reason I had the Jordan on the front is because Michael Jordan is somebody who, I grew up playing sports. Basketball was my jam. I played most of my life. And Michael Jordan is a renowned player. Even people who don't like basketball, do you guys know who Michael Jordan is? Yes? I feel like everyone does, nodding their head. Okay. Michael Jordan is a legend. Legend. This dude has more shoe, like you say his name, you could know nothing about sports and you know who Michael Jordan is, right? Michael Jordan was cut from his varsity basketball team in high school. Okay? Cut from his team and expected to play JV when he was in high school. And he took that as, okay, here's another challenge. I'm just going to practice harder. And in turn, ended up going into the NBA at a very young age and becoming a legend. But you want to know the quote that blows my mind about Michael Jordan? And it's something to put in very much perspective. We don't remember him for anything but hitting the game-winning shot. That's what he was known for. And like the dive, the running, slamming the ball from the free throw line, like in a layup formation, which if you've never seen it, it's amazing and like life-changing. But those are the 2 things he's known for: game-winning shots and his insane ability to dunk. His famous quote is, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games, and on 26 occasions, I've been entrusted to take the game-winning shot, and I've missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." Okay, so just think about that for a second. Does anyone remember the 9,000 shots in his career that he missed? No, you don't. But he had to go through those 9,000 shots, those days and days and days and days of practice, missing that game-winning hoop in order to then hit it in the playoffs or the championship, right? He had to do those things. But he had to fail constantly over and over and over to be known as the legend that he is. If he had stopped when he was in high school and got cut from his varsity basketball team, do you think anybody would know who Michael Jordan is today? Probably not, right? Second person, we're going to talk about my friend Abe. So the reason I brought Abraham Lincoln was because I didn't really know his story. I was somebody who was like, oh yeah, he's the president, he helped his lives, like, Avi. Abraham Lincoln, okay, I'm going to read you guys this little spiel because it was mind-blowing to me. I had no idea. And if you guys are history buffs, please don't put me. I'm not. I don't like act like I am or anything like that. So Abe Lincoln was the 16th president of the United States and was known for his amazing championship in equal rights. But when he was 23 years old, he lost his job. At the same time, he also lost his bid for state legislator. 3 years later, at the age of 26, the love of his life died. Another 3 years later, he lost his bid to speak at the House of Representatives in Illinois. At the age of 39, he failed in his bid to become commissioner of General Land Office in D.C. 10 years after that, 49, he was defeated as U.S. Senator. And then later, he, in 1846, drafted a bill for slavery and became our president. Okay? This dude is basically getting punched in the face in politics over and over and over and over and over again for the majority of his career. But nobody remembers that because he was leaning into that failure. He was owning the fact that he got cut from bid after bid after bid after bid, losing his seats over and over and over and having all these defeats in his life and continued to show up. He continued to push through those things to get the success he was looking for. And the last person, Oprah Winfrey, again, has her own network, her own television show. Again, I knew nothing about her until probably about 6 months ago, and I was learning about her history. This woman is mind-blowing to me for so many reasons. And I think so many women on the planet, we can be made to feel small or told that we can't have big, outrageous, scary dreams because we're women. She is one of the most empowering women on the planet, has her own network, not her own show, but her own network, and literally has changed people's lives across the globe. She's somebody who grew up in poverty, literally lived with her mom. When she was 6 years old, moved to Wisconsin. Her mom had another baby that she was then ended up taking care of. She was sexually molested by her cousins, her uncles, and family friends. At 13, she ran away from home. At 14, gave birth to a baby who died and is literally one of the most amazing people on the planet. On top of that, at 29, she lost her job as a news anchor because she was told she was too invested in the family's stories. Ironic, right? Because that's like pretty much what her whole show is. So these are three people who you may not know their stories. You may not know their histories, but I guarantee you, you don't know their failures. But to be where they are today, every single one of those failures in their life, they had to go through. They had to learn from. And that is what this call is about today, is recognizing that we need to fail. We need to fail hard, we need to fail big, and we need to fail together. Because when we're leaning into things as a team, we're showing up as a team, and we're saying, I am excited to fail. Let's remove the fear from it, guys. We're already gonna do it. We're gonna hear no's. People are gonna quit. Failure is gonna happen. What are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna get excited about it? Are you gonna switch your mindset about it? So one of the coolest things that he talks about in this book is our mindset when it comes to hearing no and hearing rejection. Like I said a little bit earlier, as kids, we have no reference to people telling us no, telling us they don't like us, that they don't wanna play with us, they don't wanna share their toys. Like my daughter could be like, you don't wanna play with me? Bye. And then she's going to go play with these toys and these kids over here, right? Is not phased internally, does not internalize that as who she is as a person and then in turn shut down and spiral down the black hole that we all have gone into. What she does is she says, okay, you don't want to play with me? I'll go play with this person. Okay, you don't want to share your toys? Okay, I'm going to go share over here. Mom doesn't want to give me my cup? I'm just going to continue to ask her until she eventually says yes because she's so freaking annoyed, right? In business, fun statistic, it is most people, 98% of salespeople or people who are working with others to get them started with something, help them on their life journey in some way, shape, or form. 98% of people quit before the fifth time they ask. So for example, we always say this, Sam and I say this, like, it takes 5 to 7 interactions for somebody to actually hear what you're saying, to actually be open to what you're saying, right? One of the things he talks about is in this book, you need to hear no 4 times, because on the 5th time, the average person says, yeah, 80% of sales are made on the 5th yes. How many of you have invited somebody 5 times and heard maybe later, no, not right now? Rachie, okay. Very few, okay? Very few people have done that. You know why? Because of us. Why did we decide that sale was over or that conversation was over? Why did we decide to only offer them the All Access Challenge Pack and not the Mega Challenge Pack? Is it because we wouldn't spend $300 on that? Or is it because they genuinely don't need every single product in there? For example, another story from this book that I thought was a great representation of this, and we're going to translate it into our business. He was a salesman. He sold, ties and jackets and all of those things back in the day, right? We don't necessarily, a tailor, you could say. A guy came in, bought everything in the store, and he was like, that was my best sales day ever. My manager's going to be so excited, blah, 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 blah. And the manager goes, okay, well, what did he say no to? And he goes, he said no to, he didn't say no to anything. He bought everything. And he goes, no, but what did he say no to you on? And he goes, well, nothing. And he goes, so then why did you assume the sale was over? Why did you end the sale? Why did you end the conversation? When somebody ghosts you, that does not mean no. That just means they haven't been invited at the right time yet. We tend, I'll speak for myself, but as people, because we have our own here, $160, that's a lot of money. Oh, Shakeology, yeah, it is expensive, right? Oh my God, the deluxe, I would never offer the deluxe to somebody. $219? Have you ever heard yourself say that? Like, too scared to throw out the number, too scared to talk about money, too scared to have the conversation. Never gonna, when they say yes to an All Access Challenge Pack, you're never gonna ask them, do they want the mom crack in here too? Because God forbid, what if that turns them off and then they say no and run away, right? We've all done it. We've all done it. We are the ones choosing that for them. We are the ones ending the conversation, ending the relationship. What right do we have to end that for them? Just because we've decided that $300 is a lot of money, or that I'm too nervous to ask for it, why would you hold that out for somebody else? If my girls, for example, most of my girls on my team at this point if they get an All Access Challenge Pack, they're definitely getting Mom Crack too, okay? If they're not getting the deluxe, they're getting that. I am always going to ask somebody if they want it. You know why? Because when they get in this team page, all of a sudden they're gonna see everyone drinking Mom Crack and be like, why didn't you offer that to me? Because of my own insecurities, my own fear, my decision of what they need or what they deserve. You are here to help, right? That's why we all do this. We want to help people get on their journey. If somebody, for example, Sarah just got on right before this call and was telling us all how she was so nervous about the 3-day refresh, but felt so amazing after it, right? We have a challenge pack that has a 3-day refresh in it, a mega challenge pack, right? It also has beach bars, it has Mom Crack, it has Recover, it has Shakeology. It has literally every product I buy every single month in it. So why would I not offer that to somebody as an option for them? Why have I decided that they don't need to have the most help on all levels? Why did I decide that for them? Did they tell me no, they don't want a 3-day refresh, or did I never offer that to them? Did I never offer them the opportunity to jumpstart and feel amazing before they get started on this journey, right? So a lot of that is because of our own fear of failure or our own fear of rejection. That if we offer that to them, they're going to think some type of way about us. When in reality, you're offering them help in ways that they need. And if you're choosing not to, you're being, I mean, not selfish is not the word I like to use, but you're being selfish. You're withholding something that may be the key piece for their success on this journey and changing their life, right? So we need to get over ourselves. We need to fail, miserably fail all day, every day. So this quote kind of like just felt like it related to our business so much, because a lot of our business, whether it be growing a team, helping people get started with challenge packs, helping people in a boot camp. Guys, I've had people look me dead in the face and say, I'm going to be 15-star and do all the things and then quit. I've had girls who are literally like Emerald in 2 days and then all of a sudden ghost me and I never hear from them again. Okay? I've had girls who are like, I have never been so ready for a boot camp ever. Get the program, never open it. Okay? We cannot control other people. We cannot control how they react to us. We cannot control any of those things. All we can control is ourselves and how we choose to react to failing, right? So while we have absolutely no control over the actions of others, we do have complete control over how we react. What if we decided to make each no we received and every rejection we encounter something that empowers us? Instead of avoiding rejection, what if we made the decision to seek it? Instead of avoiding no, or perhaps simply tolerating it, what if we went out of our way to actually go for no? This is my theme for the year for our team. In case you were wondering, TNT, go for no, failing. You've seen it go up on our team page. It's the name of our coach pod, Fearlessly Failing. You know why? Because it is not about what they do. It's not about anybody else. It is about us. Leaning into the no and understanding that the no is exciting, because you have to go through the no's to get to the yes. On top of that, you know what no's say to me? No's say, not right now. If I have to have 5 no's from you for you to say yes, perfect. No 1, checked off the list. A couple months later, no 2, coming back for you. Maybe down the road, maybe in January. Like, we're getting there. Check mark 5, here we come, right? We have to lean into the no. We can't make the no personal about us. It has nothing to do with us. And we always say it has to do with them. When women are ready to join us, to be a part of this community and to change our lives, we have the answer for that. Fact. Every single person on this call knows that because they've experienced it themselves. So that is what I know is not in question. What I know is in question is up here. Are we too fearful to fail? So let's just fail by choice. Let's get excited to fail. Let's hear no, left, right, because guys, inviting for me is my jam, not because I love to hear no, but because it doesn't faze me. I am numb to no now. I have heard probably over 5,000 no's in the last year. 5,000. And you know what that means? Not right now. Half of those people who said no to me, maybe not half, 2,500, that would be a lot, but a huge portion of those women have come back around. Like Sam and I say, like that momentum, that pumping that well, you have to get the first no out of the way. I say that on every call. Get the first no. They have to say no. Everyone has to say no. Because when you say no, it just means that they're watching you now. They're excited to see what you do. And you need to give them the reason to join you specifically. Because they can go buy this online, but they can't get what we have online, period. Okay? So we are no longer avoiding rejection. We are no longer avoiding no. We're going to get excited about no. We're going to be so excited about no that this year it is going to be the theme of the year. But on top of that, we're going to have prizes for getting no's. We are going to be so fucking excited about no that it's going to sound better than a yes. Right? Because when we get a yes, all that means is that they were ready. Oh, awesome. Okay, you got signed up? Great. That's not what I want to hear. I want to hear, I got 50 no's today. And I'm excited about it because I acknowledge that that no is showing up for my hard work. That is helping these women get their first no out of the way, get their second no out of the way. So that way, when they're ready, I'm still going to be here. We need to lean into that. Exactly. And my favorite part about no, which Shana totally read into this next, into this next piece. No is the best thing you can hear. Oh, here's my assignment. Okay. No is the best thing you can hear. And not because no means you're getting Success Club, right? But no means not right now, and you get to ask why. You get to follow up with why. How many of you hear no and they're like, okay, thanks. Talk to you never. Bye. Okay. When we hear no, there's a reason why they said no. And it could be as simple as, this is not my jam. I don't want to do this, right? Which to me, that's like, okay, valid. This is not for everybody. But there could be a no. Like, for example, I had somebody literally message me the other day and go, you know what? I think I'm just going to do mom crack and do my old beef body. And I was like, and we had been talking about her getting started. She was talking about a mega challenge pack. She wanted all these things, so she wanted to feel amazing. And when it came right down to it, she was like, honestly, and I asked her why. And she said, honestly, that doesn't make sense for my budget right now. Amen, sister. Totally fine. So then I'm going to say, you know what? Let's find something that does fit your budget, because you do need a complete program. I do want you to have success. And you and I both know, and all of you ladies know, that when someone gets started with a complete program, nutrition, workouts, superfoods, mom crack, they are getting an all-around system to give them success. So don't short them just because you're too scared to ask why. Instead, let's get really comfortable with asking why. Really comfortable with saying, no, can you tell me why? Okay, how about I follow up with you later? What's a good time frame? Taking that no and turning that into all right, I'll see you again, right? Embracing those no's, embracing the rejection, and taking that and using that as fuel to lean into. Let's just rip off the Band-Aid. And that was the other piece, is that he was saying that rejection and no and all of those things is that because we are taught, we all have our reasons on why no is hard to hear or why rejection is hard to have. We all have them. They're all very valid reasons, but we all have them. The only way we can get leaning into failure, the only way that we can remove the feelings that we get from hearing no or hearing rejection is to not avoid them. It's not to be fearless or always have courage, because that's not real, right? It is to do the thing that scares you the most over and over and over and over again until it no longer has any power over you. That is how we move through fear. That is how we get so comfortable with failing that we get excited to fail. Not only that we get excited about it, but we understand that when we are getting no's, that really shows character. That shows hard work. That shows true love for what we do. When you hear a yes, that is awesome. But that is external validation. Hitting Success Club is someone else telling you you're awesome, right? But when you're saying, I had a goal of 100 no's and I hit 100 no's today, now that is some real hard work right there, okay? So when we're talking about vision next week, and we're talking about vision for not only this team, but for yourself, because we're going to be diving into vision that's really hard, guys. When Sam says she wants to be a top 10 team, she's not playing. When I say elite is not a missed option, like that is the only option. When top 100 is a no matter what, I mean that. So I plan on failing, like literally just throwing my head into failure every single day, completely breaking my comfort zone open, because the comfort zone is not a set thing. It is static. We create that. So let's lean into the fact that we are going to be uncomfortable. Write it down. I will be uncomfortable in 2020. I will fail miserably in 2020. I'm excited to be failing every single day, okay? Because those are the things that we're going to talk about. And when we fail over and over and over, and we get out of our comfort zone every single day, elite, 100, top 10, diamond, those are a given. We've shown that. Hitting Success Club is great, but taking your foot off the brake, that's not great, right? But going for 100 no's, you're going to hit Success Club if you get 100 no's. Because how many people did you have to talk to get 100 no's? Way more than hitting Success Club the first day of the month, right? So that is what this whole shift is going to be about. And when we're talking about the assignment and we're talking about moving forward in this year, guys, I know from me, Sam has like the Success Club tracker, and I say, this is a 3-month out business and blah, 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 like our little phrases. My question to you when we get on a mentor call or when we're in our accountability group, I'm going to ask you, how many times did you fail today? How many no's did you get? When you guys saw in our pod today, one of the vital behaviors is how many no's. Okay? And I hadn't explained that yet because I wanted you guys to get on this call. But the reason that is going to become a vital behavior is because every single day we're going to hear no. And we're going to get excited about hearing no. And we're going to hear no a lot. And guys, when we're hearing no a lot, the yeses will come. The Success Club will come. The diamond will come. But we have to go through the no's first. Okay? So, leads me into my assignment. So after this book, obviously you can tell it had a major impact on my life and on so many things. So everyone's going to download this book. If you don't have it, if you've never listened to Audible, I can send it to you for free. I used an Audible credit. I think it was like $9 or something really cheap. It's an hour and a half. Okay, I listened to it on my way to work and from work for a week. And I have like a 20 to 30 minute commute. Like, it was so easy to listen to. He tells it in a very unique way. It's very much story form oriented. If you're in my coach pods, your assignment is to have this book done by, what did I say? I'm not trying to be crazy, but I would like to have it done by the 14th, guys. So next Tuesday, when we start talking about vision. The main reason is I want everyone to be on the same mindset on when we're setting a vision, why we're setting a vision, how we're setting a vision, what we're going to be doing to get into that vision. Like I said, an hour and a half of listening. You don't even have to read it. An hour and a half of I know you guys drive at least 15 minutes to work every single day and 15 minutes home. That's 30 minutes right there, okay? So download Go for No. Listen to it. You don't need to take notes. But I just want you to really, when you're listening to it, start thinking about what he's saying. Okay, because he tells it in a very fun way, but think about it and how it relates to this business. Think about the things he's saying just in your life, embracing this mentality. And then I want you to hear, or I want you to comment in the chat, what specific thing you're excited to fail this year on. So for me, I talked a lot about inviting, but you can be failing at a lot of things. For me, my failure that I had to lean into forever was posting on social media and sharing my story. It's something that was super uncomfortable to me. I had a lot of like stuff up here about my spelling and my grammar, and I'm not good at it, blah, 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 blah. So literally I have been obsessively struggling and forcing myself to tell my story on my social media over the last year. That is the thing that I worry about rejection on, the thing I hear rejection on, the thing that I worry the most about sharing. So that for me is my no. Like, oh my God, what if I do share my story and share my heart and all those things and people still don't want to join me, or they get turned off, or I lose people, right? That's for me is my thing. Everybody has a thing. But regardless, I want to hear what you are excited to fail at this year in the comments before you get off the call. And the last announcement for the day, after we do the Go for Now and blah, 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 Sam and I talked about this long and hard, and we both read this book and really feel that this philosophy is something that, because we are all those type of women who are, we're kind of like in our heads. I would say that every single person on this team could be a top 10 leader. I believe that. And I know my girls like the back of my hand, okay? I know when they're struggling or when they're doing well or what their life looks like or the craziness. And I truly believe that at my core. And I think the biggest thing stopping them from reaching the goals that they have is here. I truly believe that. I know we're all busy. I get that. I mean, no one on my team is like, hey, I just sit at home and I relax all day and I have so much time. Nobody, not one person. I also know, though, that you women are exceptional and you make shit happen in ways that surprise me every single day. And when I say my team, I mean like Team Bold Fitness is my team too. So just so you guys know. So I believe that it's truly mental. So I want you to comment in the chat which with one thing that you're excited to fail at this year, that you're going to be failing at hard. And I want you to write that down on your piece of paper as well, because we're going to be talking about that more. While everybody's commenting, I'm going to talk about the Go for No Champ Award. So you know how we do Success Club every week, and we recognize Success Club leaders, and then at the end of the month, we recognize like volume leaders. So we were going to start recognizing the top girls failing the most every single week. So we're going to have a Go for No award, a Go for No recognition every single week. So in our accountability groups, we're checking in with how many no's we got. And we can kind of specify on what that looks like. But every single week I have a huge recognition thing already designed, and your face is going to go up for who got the most no's for inviting that week. Okay? And the reason we're doing that is because when we do the no's, the yeses will come, right? They go hand in hand. So when you're getting the most no's, there's a really good chance you're also going to be on our Success Club board. Okay? But when you're leaning into the no's, when you're leaning into the failure, maybe right away you're not seeing the yeses, right? Because it takes 5 invites to get the yeses. So when you're leaning into the no's, we also want to recognize that hard work that it takes to lean into the no's, to failing. So that's going to be happening every week. And then our top Go for No champ for the year is also going to get invited on our Diamond Retreat. So you guys know Sam and I have been talking about a Diamond Retreat last year when we were talking about an elite retreat. This year in September, October, we're going to be having a Diamond Retreat for all the girls who help us and help themselves get to elite teams. That is our goal. So all our diamonds, we're going to take you guys on an amazing retreat this year. I'm really excited about it. And our Go for No champion is also going on that trip, whether they're one of the diamonds or not. Okay, so that's a huge thing. It's not something that we take lightly. We are going all out for this retreat. So I hope you guys are as excited for it as we are. But the reality is that's just a great way to spend time with our girls. We know the girls, when you're showing up and you're having your own team and you're failing forward, it's obvious. We can see it. It's happening because it shows in the numbers. It shows in what your business is doing. When you're failing, when you're getting outside your comfort zone, your business is growing. And every top coach that you watch a training on about mindset, they're going to talk about it. They're going to talk about failing. They're going to talk about getting outside your comfort zone. So every single day we're going to be getting outside of our comfort zone, and we're going to go for no, and we're going to get over the whole yes thing. I am so tired of sending a link and being like, oh my God, please, right? If we spent that time and we were like, okay, well, maybe they'll say yes, maybe they won't, but I have 10 more no's to get tonight, so I really got to get to work. Doesn't that remove the factor of if they're ready or not? All it does is us focusing on us and having control over what we can control. So I'm going to look through these really quick. Fail at inviting and then following up with them, Shayna. Look for failing at inviting. I don't invite enough, and I will invite more. I'll fail at asking why not. That's a really great one. Connections and gaining more followers on IG. Take away the anxiety of inviting. Absolutely. So ladies, the more we do, the more success we have, the more comfortable we become. And in turn, we end up really showing up for ourselves. The confidence, action breeds confidence. So the more we're doing, the more confidence we have, and the easier it becomes. It's a whole circle. But we have to get out of our head first, and we have to lean into it. So I hope you guys are excited as I am. I know it's such a random topic and such an interesting way to look at this business and to look at how we're going to take on 2020. But just know, on every team call you get on with me, every weekend call you get on with me, we're going to be talking about failing. And we're going to be talking about leaning into that with your whole heart, your whole head, and getting out of our own way. Because that's really what it is, guys. We are the only thing stopping us from our success. It really isn't this business model. It really isn't the business. It really isn't the women on our teams. It's not. It's us. 1,000,000%. So instead, let's empower ourselves. Let's rise up together and let's dive headfirst into the failure together. And so when we look back on 2020, we will be successful. We will have been failing all year, and we're all going to be on that stage at Summit being like, yeah, bitch, we failed more than you. You're right. right? Exactly. Okay. So I'm gonna, do you guys have questions or comments or things that you want to add or clarify on? I know that was a lot, and I'm sorry, I feel like I jumped around a lot, so I hope you guys could follow my whatever
It was
I thought.
fucking fire.
Thanks, Rachel. God, I love
I'm
you.
like cleaning, like moving stuff around, and I'm like, yes, preach. That was so good. Ready.
I love you guys. And I know, like, looking at every single one of you, I know what you're capable of. The hardest thing is knowing what you're capable of yourself. So the more we do, you're welcome. Did everyone? Yeah? Okay. That's pretty much my life. The hype man in the background. I bring him for extra effect. You should know I paid him a lot of money for that. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm going to stop recording.